Hey, welcome back again. I hope you watched the State of the Union last night. I watched most of it.
I watched all of it, just not the after party.
I didn't watch the after party either, and I'd get so irritated at some of the shots of the crowd, almost being like, I don't want to say disrespectful, but it.
Oh, it's disrespectful.
So,
we don't respect our presidents anymore.
But it is just political theater.
Sure.
It is political theater.
But I guess Marco Rubio he stole the show. I didn't see this.
Yes.
I've seen the clips since.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I think we've got a clip on that.
The president highlighted basically three areas: gun reform, which brought everybody to their feet; minimum wage, which brought one of the biggest scowls or whatever to John Boehner and the Ryan from Wisconsin. I mean, they just turned their nose up like they had just smelled something. And then he talked about reducing the deficit. Let's see what he had to say about gun reform.
Idea's parents, Nate and Cleo, are in this chamber tonight, along with more than 24 Americans whose lives have been torn apart by gun violence. They deserve a vote. They deserve a vote. They deserve a vote. Gabby Giffords deserves a vote. The families of Newtown deserve a vote. The families of Aurora deserve a vote. The families of Oak Creek and Tucson and Blacksburg and the countless other communities ripped open by gun violence, they deserve a simple vote.
I think they deserve a vote is the message we got there, and I've got no problem with that. I mean, gun control, it's been something we've struggled with as a nation for hundreds of years, since the beginning, really. Everyone has their own interpretation of the Second Amendment, including the Supreme Court, which doesn't always seem to line up with what maybe the general public feels. I'm tired of hearing about it. Let's have a vote. I'm fine with that. And if they say you can have every type of gun in the world you want, I'm okay with that.
Can't figure out why you need an AR-15 or whatever it is, but let's vote and move on.
Yeah.
I have experience with what gun violence is. I owned a convenience store when a young lady was murdered. So you have a different perspective after something like that touches your life. But he's right. Let's just have a vote. And
if the country doesn't want enhanced gun control, then they're going to speak through their representatives and we'll have a resolution. And if they do want greater gun control, we'll get that too. But enough of the posturing and the debating and the arguing back and forth and the further division of our nation. Let's bring it to a vote and resolve the issue.
Bring it to a vote. He talked about minimum wage, and boy, you could just feel the ripple iceberg out there with some of the members of Congress. Here's what the president had to say about minimum wage.
In fact, working folks shouldn't have to wait year after year for the minimum wage to go up, while CEO pay has never been higher. So here's an idea that Governor Romney and I actually agreed on last year. Let's tie the minimum wage to the cost of living so that it finally becomes a wage you can live on.
Wage you can live on. But if we do that, does that mean I have to give you a raise?
Please.
To $9?
Absolutely.
Oh, Pat.
I am conflicted about the minimum wage.
Yeah,
the idea of tying it to the rate of growth of our nation, I'm okay with that. But my concern is with a sluggish economy like we have now and an unemployment rate that's still hovering around 8%, instituting a minimum wage will further retard the growth of the economy in the short term. So I'm not sure that this is particularly the time. I can see the need down the road for it. $7.50 is not a livable wage.
It's hard on small business.
Sure.
It's not. It shouldn't be hard on the huge box stores that are showing huge profit after profit after profit.
But they're the ones that are first to say, well, we're going to go to a greater part-time workforce.
Yeah, it's first thing they do.
Not only for minimum wage, but for health care. You know, they're trying to avoid these costs of providing for their employees.
I think one of the rules that we ought to pass, you can't serve in government until you've lived 2 years on minimum wage.
I don't want to do that.
And see how you like it.
I don't want that rule.
You don't want that rule?
Well, I'm not going to be a politician, but I don't want to live for 2 years on minimum wage.
I'm not either.
So, yeah, I think that's probably a great discussion to have, but I don't think this year is the year to have it.
And then the other thing that the president highlighted in his State of the Union address last night was deficit reduction.
Now, most of us agree that a plan to reduce the deficit must be part of our agenda. But let's be clear. Deficit reduction alone is not an economic plan. A growing economy that creates good middle-class jobs, that must be the North Star that guides our efforts.
Sounds good.
I don't believe any of it. The bottom line is that this Congress and this president don't have any real commitment to resolving our debt or our deficit, either one. They're still playing partisan politics. This was a partisan speech in this regard. Middle-class jobs sounds great. We all want middle-class jobs.
Absolutely.
Nobody in Washington has the first bit of interest in creating middle-class jobs. Yeah. We would have them if they did. We would have a balanced budget, and we would have deficit reduction. We have to go back to the Republican-led Congress and Bill Clinton to find where we had bipartisan efforts to get a balanced budget and to attack our deficit. We just don't have the will or the fortitude to do that now, and I don't see that changing in the entirety of Obama's last term.
And then Bill Clinton went brain dead and signed NAFTA.
Yeah.
Well, the thing everybody's talking about that's going viral on the web is Mark Rubio, because he got thirsty and reached for his...
I don't have something to drink either. I needed a prop. What the heck?
Reached for his glass of water. Let's see what Senator Rubio did last night that everybody's talking about.
I've been here in Washington. Nothing has frustrated me more than false choices like the one the president laid out tonight. The choice isn't just between big government or big business. What we need is an accountable, efficient, and effective government that allows small and new businesses to create more middle-class jobs.
Tim, you might run that back, because one of the things I was interested in, did he hold up the bottle of water with the brand on it? So maybe they got brand placement in the speech?
Here we go.
See, here it is. I couldn't tell.
But you know what else was missing? He didn't
get the refresh.
He wasn't refreshed.
The thing that caught my interest in Senator Rubio's speech, did he buy his tie from the same place that the president did? They looked identical.
They are remarkably the same.
Identical. They shop at the same place. I think that's good.
I want that business. I want to sell the ties to the president and Mark Rubio.
I do too, the blue tie, red tie. Sure. I only have to carry two. I don't have to stock a big variety. So, Pat, what else do we need to talk about?
I want to talk about one more thing before I go, and that's Rum Music Academy.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday night we have the second edition of In the Round that starts at 6 o'clock, I believe.
6 o'clock.
Preceded by the Geek Show at 5:30. So Thursday's a great evening of entertainment here locally. Then don't forget that Friday night we'll be filming the next set of In the Round for March broadcast.
Okay.
So get a hold of Gary Rum, and it's a free concert. Great local acts, and we'd love you to be a part of the audience there. So please turn out on Friday night, and then next Saturday night, the 23rd, I think it is. Not this one, but the one after that. They have a new concert coming out. It's their winter concert series. Hold on. The kid's name
go to the cheat sheet.
Is Robbie Folks. I've got to have a cheat sheet. 8 o'clock start, $5 ticket. This guy's great. Folks, F-U-L-K-S. Take a look at him online at YouTube and get a taste of what he's about. It's going to be a really good concert. I look forward to seeing everyone out there. We'd like to get about 150 out there to the concert. Yeah. We can hold probably double that. So for $5, Saturday night, free, great entertainment.
T.A. Weber's really been promoting him. He's high on TA's list.
Sure. So. Weber Speakers is the underwriter on those concerts, and he's going to be involved in the summer concert series with his own 2-day festival. So let's get out and support Weber Speakers, since he's supporting the community as well.
Absolutely. Pat, thanks for joining us like you do every Wednesday to tell us about what's going on in the world of news. locally. And
Next
today,
time I'll have a prop. I will. I'm going to have that drink of water.
you're going to have the drink of water.
We should have done that together. I didn't get to do that.
I should have clued
Next
you
time.
in.
Next time.
Okay. Hey, let's take a break and come back with our next guest.